Hey, welcome back to Road Tripping with Rachel. I'm Rachel. Thank you so much for joining me here on this great big road trip that we call life. If you have been following along for a while, you know that one of the things that I am doing this year is I'm really trying to be conscious of the liturgical calendar this year. And that is because I think there is a great deal of beauty and a reminder of the life of Christ as we see it play out throughout the church's calendar. So that starts with Christmas time and goes through Epiphany, which ended on January 6th. And now with us being in March, we had actually two holidays that happened this month. One is most definitely a part of the church calendar. The other one was added, I think, as more of a not so much part of the Christian calendar as so much it was more of what I would say like a nominal celebration for those who follow the church calendar but aren't actually necessarily like practicing Christians. So that would be Mardi Gras and the beginning of Lent. So just a real quick overall like history lesson is that Lent is meant to celebrate the 40 days leading up to Easter. And then once we get closer to Easter, you know, we're going to have Good Friday, Maundy Thursday, and then Easter Sunday. Mardi Gras is actually meant to be the day before the start of Lent, and Mardi Gras is like a big party celebration. It finds its roots really in like New Orleans, which is highly Catholic, highly French, and it is a big free-for-all. Now, originally, it is not the way we celebrate it today, where it's just a big drunken fest. By all standards. Originally, it was meant to be like, okay, now this is the time where you can go out, you know, indulge in things that you are planning on giving up for Lent. So during the month, during the 40 days of Lent, if you have grown up Catholic or if you have friends who do celebrate Lent and participate in it, during Lent, you're supposed to give something up. And when you would normally be indulging in that one thing, that is supposed to be where you are supposed to remember what God has done for you, his death, his burial, his resurrection, and the 40 days is representative of Christ's 40 days in the wilderness where he was fasting, as well as the 40 which was a representation of the 40 years that the Israelites spent in the wilderness as well in the Old Testament. Which is where we get the first 5 books of the Bible. Really, it's the Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy is really the record of those 40 years. And when we get to Mardi Gras is the celebration of being able to indulge in all those things you're actually giving up. Now, during Lent, traditionally, specifically, I believe Catholics, maybe Lutherans, I'm not really sure on the Lutheran side, but at least those who are practicing Catholics, they will give up meat on Fridays. I'll be honest, as a Protestant, like, there's not really like a biblical mandate for that. It was actually an economic mandate that one of the previous popes made back, I want to say it was like somewhere in the 14 or 1500s, and that was because the economy was suffering for lack of people purchasing fish. And so that's why there are so many fish fries and everything, is because if you are a practicing Catholic, you shouldn't be eating meat on Fridays. But for some reason, they don't consider fish a meat. I don't understand it. I just accept it historically and I just move on. That's just how it works. And then you are remembering everything that Christ has done during that time. It's a representation of the adult life of Christ. Now, Mardi Gras, let's just be clear, Mardi Gras is most definitely not Christian, at least as it is today. The beads, the flashing, the drunken parties, I know several people who enjoy that, but that is not what it was meant to be originally. And I think it's sad that that is what it has become. Because it negates the whole reason that someone chooses to go through Lent. Now, it is becoming more common for Protestants to give something up for Lent. That's not something that I personally choose to participate in, but that's a personal choice. But I do really like and enjoy the fish that is out on Fridays. I happen to enjoy a good fish sandwich, and I enjoy the fish fries. So I am not complaining about that. But so we are currently in the season of Lent, and if you have chosen to give something up, I hope that you are turning to God during the time when you would normally be indulging, and that you are remembering the 40 days that Christ spent in the wilderness as he was preparing for his earthly ministry, which would last the next 3 years. It really is a beautiful celebration of the life of Christ, and I hope that you are keeping it in its proper place. And I look forward to hearing how Lent is going for all of y'all. And that is what I have as my little recap for this next big thing that is happening in the liturgical calendar. But that does bring me to something else that I needed to just pop on and really talk about. If you've noticed, I have missed a couple of uploads by the time you're seeing this. So I am actually dating someone, and he may or may not eventually show up on the channel, but a lot of the road trip part of my channel, which I really do enjoy and love, a lot of that is being spent either with him or going to see him, because we are longer distance. And although I do enjoy going and visiting all these different places, I really want to be present in the moment whenever I am with my boyfriend. So I am not whipping out the camera to film all of the adventures that him and I are actually going on. And eventually, like, it'll probably start to come back here a bit, but for the meantime, I would appreciate it if you guys are okay. And even if you're not okay with it, I'm going to be scaling back my channel just to the 2 videos a month with the Bible studies, because primarily that was what I wanted my channel really to be. And then I am still planning to pop on to talk about everything that's happening with the liturgical calendar itself, because that's something like I think is just so beautiful, and I wish that more people were aware of, and that I do wish more Protestants actually practiced, so that way they could see the beauty that is in remembering the life of Christ throughout the year, and not just focusing in on Christmas and Easter, that we remember all the other things that are happening as well. But that's really all I've got. I hope that you all have a great week, and I will see you all next time whenever I pop on to do some more Bible studies. So I will see you guys all next time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps out my channel. It helps get my Bible studies and things like that out to more people, and it helps just be able to share the Word of God with others. And that is really why I wanted to